In a shock move, Google has dragged the Competition Commission of India to court over leaks of confidential reports. The US-based company moved the Delhi High Court against a leak of a CCI confidential report on an investigation against Google. In a statement, Google said it had not yet received or reviewed the confidential report and that the breach of confidence impairs its ability to defend itself. The investigation was being carried out by the Director General against Google's alleged unfair trade practices. Reports last week said the investigation had found Google guilty. Talks on a comprehensive trade deal with the UAE have begun today. The two-day negotiations are expected to result in an agreement which would double the trade between the two countries in the next 5 years. The Emirates are India's third largest trading partner, and a new trade agreement between the two is expected to remove customs duties on several goods as well as ease norms to boost trade in services and increase investments. This is expected to double the business between the two nations to $100 billion a year from the current $59 billion. Business Today TV's managing editor Siddharth Zarabi spoke exclusively to UAE's Foreign Trade Minister Ahmed Zeyoudi about the benefits to the two countries.
We have started the official talks on CEPA, and we really hope that it's going to be completed and finalize the negotiation within 3 months. We already engaged in so many ICT and communications lately. We have a huge plan to invest $7 billion in the agribusiness here in India, and we're going to continue exploring those sectors. It's going to add value and create jobs, as well as bring more commodities to the market and to the bigger region. We in the UAE offer a pro-business environment with progressive regulations and regulatory framework. These for sure includes the low taxations, 100% foreign ownership, and a majority of sectors. And we do have a very strong legal system that protects capital, IPs, trademarks, and low custom tariffs, zero income, capital gain tax, and open economy. We're very open, modern, and tolerant society. We are more than 190 nationalities coexist peacefully in the UAE, and we're seeking to attract and retain the world's brightest talents, and are in the process of overwhelming and modifying and revamping the whole visa system. So we do have introduced a new gold and green and freelancer visa, which is going to be more flexible for those businesses to come and settle down and operate from the UAE. So we do believe that the numbers are speaking for themselves. Today we do have around 3.5 million Indian nationals who call the UAE their homes, and we do have a huge number of companies. We're talking about almost 4,365 companies that have cover a diverse number of sectors, from real estate to retail, manufacturing to media, and include some of our nation's most remarkable entrepreneurial success stories.
Apple releasing its latest lineup of the iPhone 13 on the 24th of September, but Business Today TV's Ayush Alwadi had the much anticipated handset a day before. He tells us what's new, what's special, what's desirable about the new iPhone.
The new iPhone 13s are here. They have an A15 chip, better battery life, and of course, a much better camera system. But you know all of that already, so let's cut to the chase. Well, this is the box, without the plastic wrapping of course, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Mini unboxed for you. This is the iPhone 13 Mini, a smaller version of the iPhone 13. This is the iPhone 13 Pro, a smaller version of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Both pack a lot of punch, but the million-dollar question is, should you upgrade to this lineup? Well, it all comes down to the camera. Yes, the Pro models come with a 120Hz ProMotion display, and of course there's a new cinematic mode that everyone's talking about. But is that just a gimmick, or are they actually ready to take on professional cameras? Let's find out. So there's good news and not so good news. The good news is that all iPhone 13 models, that's the Mini, the 13 Pro and Pro Max, come with cinematic mode. The not so good news is that the execution is subpar at best. But there's a caveat there. This is the first time that Apple is actually introducing a feature like this. So when you're talking about adjusting focus and the blur around the edges. When we tested it out, well, there were issues and sometimes the blur was not so perfect, but this is a first generation implementation. It's only going to get better. For now, it's locked at 1080p at 30 FPS. Cinematic mode would need a lot more, but my bet is that this is only the start of something very special. All in all, if you own something like the iPhone 11 or an older 4G compatible iPhone, then it might make sense to upgrade to the iPhone 13 lineup, especially the Pro models, because these are the best in the business yet again. But if you shelled out the big bucks only recently on the 12 or the 12 Pro Max, then you're good to go for another few years before you actually shell out the big bucks on another upgrade. Stay tuned to Business Today for more such coverage.